Why do some men effortlessly captivate women, without money, looks, or status? What if everything you were taught about attraction is wrong, and the real power lies in what you withhold, not what you give? If you're ready to unlock the psychological triggers that spark desire in any woman, you're in the right place. This isn't about manipulation, it's about understanding the game and playing it with class and control. Let's get real for a moment. If you truly absorb what you're about to learn, your entire approach to women and your self-worth will never be the same again. Most men are stuck in a losing pattern, constantly chasing, pleasing, and giving. But the men who win, they flip the script. They become the prize. Now, here's a hard truth. If you think women only go after men with money or six-pack abs, you're completely missing the point. Just take a walk down any city street. You'll see attractive women clinging to average guys. Some broke, some average-looking, but all exuding something most men lack: powerful psychology. And that's what this is about. The men who drive women wild are the ones who understand how to hold back. They ignore, they challenge, they mystify. And by doing so, they flip a woman's mind upside down. Let's begin with the first psychological law. Ignoring a woman the right way makes you stand out. Why? Because most men are simps. They flood her DMs like every story she posts and respond within seconds. They seek validation, approval, and attention from her. But a high-value man? He doesn't play that game, he ignores, and that, paradoxically, earns him attention. But here's the nuance. You must know how to do it correctly. There's a way to ignore that creates curiosity and desire, and a way that makes you look like an insecure jerk. So we'll break down the art of ignoring with intention, confidence, and subtlety. Reason 1. Be bold before you go. Cold before you can strategically pull back your attention. You have to first give her a reason to notice you. That means being bold. Approach her. Talk to her like a man. Most guys hide in the shadows, paralyzed by fear of rejection. But high-value men don't play safe. They take action. Boldness is not arrogance. It's courage with clarity. When you show her that you're willing to walk up and engage with confidence, you immediately separate yourself from the herd. Remember, passivity is not masculine energy. Women don't fantasize about the guy who stood silently across the room. They remember the man who walked up, smiled, and owned his space. Even if you get rejected, you win. Why? Because rejection builds muscle. Every no sharpens your edge. The man who dares will always be 10 steps ahead of the one who hesitates. Reason 2. Stop feeding the ego machine. When a woman opens her phone, she's bombarded by notifications, likes, comments, messages, all from men desperate to get noticed. Every ping is free attention, and it inflates her ego. You have to realize that attention is currency. When you give it for free, you lower your own value. A high-value man introduces himself, connects for a moment, and then retreats. He doesn't keep texting, he doesn't double-tap every post, he doesn't send fire emojis. He gives her a spark, and then vanishes into his mission. This confuses her. Why isn't he chasing me? Why doesn't he care what I post? Why does he seem so detached? That mystery is intoxicating. Her mind spins. And that's exactly what you want. But let's be clear. This isn't about playing childish games while you sit around doing nothing. You don't withdraw attention to punish her. You do it because your attention has value. You're building something. You're living with purpose. You're focused on things that actually matter. Let the beta males blow up her notifications. You give her silence. And that silence makes more noise than words ever could. Reason 3. Embrace the fearless mindset. At the core of all attraction is confidence. But not the loud, boastful kind. We're talking about the quiet confidence of a man who knows who he is, who doesn't flinch in the presence of beauty, and who doesn't place women on a pedestal. High-value men see women not as trophies or goddesses, but as equals. That equality neutralizes intimidation. It grounds your energy, and it makes you magnetic. This mindset is what separates the nervous guy from the charismatic leader. The more you value yourself, the less you're shaken by her looks, her attitude, or her reactions. Your energy says, I belong here. I'm already enough. You're just discovering it. To build this fearless mindset, you have to invest in yourself, your body, your mind, your skills. Read, train, build, improve. The more you level up, the less desperate you become. Desperation dies in the face of self-respect. Reason 4. Never reward bad behavior. Let's get one thing straight. You train people how to treat you. If you tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or drama, you're teaching her that it's okay, and she'll keep doing it. High-value men don't argue with chaos. If she brings drama, they disengage. If she disrespects them, they go quiet. Not because they're afraid, but because they know their energy is too valuable to waste. Don't fight. Don't explain. Don't beg. Just withdraw. That absence will say more than 1,000 angry words. But remember, this only works if you're solid within yourself. If you withdraw to punish her, she'll sense it. But if you withdraw because you have better things to do, that hits differently. That's when she realizes she misstepped. Reason 5. Purpose makes you magnetic. Here's the golden rule. A man on a mission doesn't chase women. He's too busy building. His calendar is filled with goals, not dates. He's not sitting around, wondering why she didn't text back. He's focused on his business, his training, his passions. This type of man is rare. And that rarity is attractive. You must become obsessed with your own progress, the gym, the hustle, the learning. When you do that, women don't become your goal. They become the bonus. And ironically, that's when they chase you. Reason. Master the art of independence. True power isn't found in having someone by your side. It's found in knowing you don't need them. High-value men have learned this secret. They are comfortable alone. They embrace solitude. Why? Because that time alone is where strength is forged. A man who fears being alone will tolerate anything to avoid it. Disrespect, manipulation, mediocrity. But a man who loves his own company can walk away from anything that threatens his peace. That's real strength. When a woman senses that you're complete, with or without her, she feels both safe and challenged. Safe because you're not needy. Challenged because she realizes she can't control you. That dynamic is magnetic. You're not looking for a woman to complete you. You're looking for someone who complements your journey. Someone who enhances your life, not defines it. So how do you develop this independence? Learn to enjoy time alone. Read, reflect, travel solo. Stop seeking constant validation. Validate yourself through actions and growth. Build routines that serve you, mentally, physically, emotionally. Remember, solitude is not loneliness. It's preparation. The better you become on your own, the higher the quality of people you'll attract. Reason 7. Be direct and precise. No more games. No more vague messages. No more passive-aggressive behaviors. A high-value man speaks with clarity and purpose. When you text, you don't ramble. You don't use 5 emojis and 15 exclamation points. You don't ask for permission to speak. You state your truth with confidence. This kind of directness is rare and incredibly attractive. Here's why. Women are used to men tiptoeing around them, trying not to offend, trying to impress, trying to decode signals. That energy feels insecure. But when you speak like a man, clearly, calmly, concisely, you break the pattern. She realizes she can't push you around. She sees that your words carry weight, and most importantly, she feels safe in your decisiveness. This doesn't mean you're rude or controlling. It means you're intentional. You don't waste time. You don't chase ambiguity. You bring clarity, and that clarity creates trust, reason. 8. Never break your frame for her. Too many men abandon their purpose the moment an attractive woman shows interest. They cancel their gym session, they skip work, they drop plans with their friends, all to accommodate her. It feels romantic, it feels sweet, but it's a mistake. Because when you rearrange your life around her, you send a dangerous message. My time is less valuable than yours. And once she believes that, the respect starts to fade, slowly, subtly, but surely. High-value men don't do this. They have a schedule, they have goals, they don't cancel plans unless it's life or death. And if a woman wants to be part of that life, she has to earn her place in it. So instead of saying, I'm free anytime, say, I've got a busy week, but let's find a window that works. That one line changes the dynamic. It shows her that you have a life, a rich, full, meaningful life, and that if she wants access to it, she must show up with respect. Time is your most limited resource. Protect it, guard it, value it. A man who values his time is a man everyone respects. Bonus psychology. When she ignores you, use it to your advantage. At some point, every man gets ghosted, ignored, left on red. It happens. The key is how you respond. Most men panic. They double text, they spiral, they obsess. That's low-value behavior. Instead, flip the script. When she ignores you, ignore her harder. Go silent. Vanish. But don't do it out of anger. Do it with purpose. Use that silence to build, reflect, grow, elevate, and watch what happens. Most of the time she'll come back, curious, confused, re-engaging. But by that point you might not even care, because you've become better without her. Never forget, rejection is a gift. It redirects you to something more powerful, yourself. Tuye. Foi. Doi jai la fan tieptheo. Reason 9. Stay composed. Never reveal the struggle in moments of emotional intensity. When you're being ignored, disrespected, or misunderstood, it's easy to want to prove your pain, to show her you're hurt, to react, to reach out, to explain, but that's not the high-value way. You must understand this. Composure is your currency. It's the trait that separates kings from boys, and when you learn to maintain emotional neutrality, you become untouchable. Women may test you. They may pull away. They may act cold. But it's not your job to chase their storms. It's your job to stay grounded. That silence, that stillness, it speaks volumes. Because here's the truth. People sense strength not in your highs, but in your ability to stay centered when everything around you is spinning. And let's be honest, when you react emotionally, you give away your power. You tell the world, my peace is in your hands. But when you hold steady, you become the storm. So the next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, to over-communicate, or to seek validation, pause, take a breath, then do nothing. And in that silence, you win. Reason 10. Never beg for attention. Let her feel the loss. One of the most powerful moves you can make is to walk away with your dignity intact. No begging, no pleading, no drama. Just absence. Begging destroys attraction. It tells her that your value is tied to her opinion, that without her you crumble. And that is the opposite of masculine energy. Instead, let her feel what life is like without your presence. Focus on building yourself. Elevate your appearance. Expand your skills. Strengthen your social circle. Become the man she thought she could replace, but now realizes she never could. When you stop chasing, two things happen. You reclaim your energy. She starts to question her decision. But here's the twist. By then, you'll have leveled up so much. You won't even want her back. And that, my friend, is real power. Reason 11. Live fully, with or without her. There's nothing more attractive than a man who enjoys his life, who laughs loudly, moves boldly, and fills his days with meaning, regardless of who's watching. When you get ignored or rejected, it's tempting to shut down, but the high-value response is the opposite. You expand. You go out with friends. You start new projects, you travel, you learn, you live. Why? Because your life was never built around her. She was just a chapter, not the whole book. So get out, be seen, take up space. Let her see you glowing without her, and not because you're trying to make her jealous, but because you're finally giving yourself what you deserve. Live so fully that even if she returns, it's too late. Reason 12. Master the power of silence. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It's a statement. It's a boundary. It's a weapon. When she disrespects you, when she ghosts you, when she tries to provoke a reaction, go silent. Not as revenge, but as reflection. Use that silence to rebuild your mindset, to reconnect with your goals, to refine your circle. Silence communicates one of the most powerful messages a man can send. I don't need to fight for your attention. I already have mine. If and when you choose to speak again, let your words come from strength, not emotion. Let them be deliberate, controlled, necessary. And if you choose not to speak at all, that's perfectly fine too, because sometimes the loudest message is no message at all. Reason 13. Be kind but emotionally distant. Being a high-value man doesn't mean being cold or cruel. You can still smile, still say hello, still wish her well. But emotional distance is key. You don't need to punish her. Just stop investing in someone who no longer adds value to your life. Kindness without attachment, that's power. It shows that you've grown, that you're grounded, that you can let go, not out of bitterness, but out of self-respect. Wish her the best and then walk your own path. So, why does all of this matter? Because the world doesn't teach men how to be powerful. It teaches them how to please, how to beg, how to fit in, but not how to stand firm, not how to lead, not how to be respected. Women don't fall for men who try too hard. They fall for men who know who they are, men who don't flinch when they're tested, men who carry themselves with silent confidence. And if you've made it this far, it means something inside you has awakened. You no longer want to be another nice guy waiting for scraps of attention. You want to become the kind of man who walks into a room and doesn't have to say a word for everyone to feel it. That's the journey you're on now. And Stoicism, the ancient code of inner strength, clarity, and emotional control, will guide you there. Remember this teaching from Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The goal isn't just to get her back or to make her want you. The goal is to build a life so solid, so fulfilling, so magnetic, that women become drawn to you as a byproduct of your evolution. So here's what you do now. Stop explaining yourself. Stop chasing approval. Stop abandoning your purpose. Instead, start training your body like it's your temple. Start feeding your mind with wisdom. Start living like a man who is already enough. Because once you do that, she won't just notice you. She'll wonder how she ever lived without you. Thank you for being here. Your time, your energy, your growth, it matters. And I want to thank you for staying until the end. This isn't just another video. This is a blueprint for personal power, emotional mastery, and a life of purpose. If this message resonated with you, even just a little, I encourage you to take one small action right now. Subscribe to this channel for more deep, raw, and transformative content. Drop a comment below sharing what insight hit you the hardest. Share this with a brother who needs to hear it. Together, we rise. Together, we evolve. See you in the next one. Stay strong, stay grounded, and most importantly, live like a man who is impossible to forget.